Hello, everybody. Okay, so I got my injections in my eyes on this Friday, so I'm not ready yet to read a bunch of comments if they show. Maybe they won't show because lately I even use my cell phone. I'll see when someone's online. Once in a while, I'll catch you, but once in a while, and then I won't. And I can see once, but they haven't always been showing me the comments, even on my cell phone. So I don't know what's going on with Facebook, but anyway, I'm going to post this to both Facebook and YouTube. This is part 2.5 or no, part 3, getting ready on this thing. First, the stickers came in for the turtles. Now, I went through. This is the original stickers that I got from Mom. I ended up removing one of the fishies that I had. I decided against him because of space. And I had stickers that I wanted to use over here. Anyway, so let's start off with these stickers here don't have gold. They're sea life creatures and really beautiful, but some of them are too big and I can't use them for this particular project because I've already picked the ones I want to use. So anyway, let's see. Have a look at some of the things in there. I'm not going to show you every single one. I'm sorry. Nor am I going to show you every single one of these. Look at that turtle. Now, I chose a different turtle. I don't like it as much. It's a tiny little bit smaller. And that's why I chose it, even though this one is more beautiful. But the turtle in this one, you're only going to see him coming out of the ocean wave, so you're not going to see all of his body. So, therefore, I chose one that I can use this. Let me see if I can get a good thing. Can you see it without the glare? Well, I don't know. This one has gold. These have gold around them. But upside down turtle. You see this area. Maybe I'll have to remove to show it to you properly. I'm just gonna lift that thing up and let you have a look at that beautiful sea turtle. I'm moving it around so the glare won't hit it. Okay, so another project maybe. Yes, I got some ideas here. And now with resin, even heavy objects float around. Okay, yeah, I got some. There are lots of them. There's even blue ones. So, and this recap. I've got the sticker. I've got one fishy one right there, and I've got bubbles coming where I removed some, and I had tried to paint on there and I messed it up with the rubbing alcohol, so I just totally removed it and decided on something to do something different. Now, the ones that I have chosen. This one, of course, is the turtle that I picked out to use coming out of the waves right here. And this one here is not going in today, but a hammerhead shark. He's going to go in after I put a little tiny layer of a light blue. I'm going to make it transparent, so where you can see through it. I'm not going to make it opaque. I'm going to just use a tiny little bit to tint it. Tiny little bit. I'm not even going to use this whole amount. Half of this will be used to go into the dinosaur, which I'm not going to bother with the curing machine today. I'm just going to go with the flow. So he's not going to be used today. And I haven't really figured this out, but I want the dolphin to go about right here. That dolphin, but we got to turn him upside down. He'll go there. And the thing is, my table's not level. So when I did this pour, this didn't quite cover that bottom area. And that's why I'm doing a tiny blue. It's also to make the hammerhead shark look like he's further away. And so today, I'm going to go ahead and put some of these. I mean, I've got a little whale there, or something, some kind of, and I've got a humpback whale. He's going up towards the surface, and another one going up toward the 7. These are the smallest ones I could find in there, and I wanted the small one to be able to use more of them. And they're going down, facing down, because the bottom is going to be the top. So anyway, so I'm going to start off with some UV resin and getting my little machine ready for the UV resin section. Move those out of my way so I can get that ready to go. Okay, so I'm not going to color the UV resin right now. I'm going to color it later. I'm going to put some right where the dolphin's going to go, so he'll be level and he'll stick in there. So we're going to go with the dolphin. Did I say dolphin? Turtle, Sharon, turtle. My hair's in the way. Turtle. Gotta get him in place. And reach over. Put it to 5 minutes. Yep. Okay. Now I need to get the lid on this. So this might take a little bit. And in the meantime, we're going to put the dolphin where I want him, because he's the biggest and he's the most important to figure out where he needs to go. I think I want him angled up. Okay, like that. That's a little good spot. We're just going to drizzle some resin right here on him. We're not going to worry about, we're just getting that resin, and hopefully we'll turn this around when that sets a little bit. Now for the humpback quails, they need to go up. There is my phone. I'll have to check it later. One little ding. I'll check it later. Put him down there. Wait on him. Put him right there. I think I'll wait on him too. Okay, so we're gonna wait on these two dolphins. And since I decided where to put this one, I'm just gonna put some UV resin right there. Okay, that's all the UV resin I think I'll do for today. I might try to make sure that this turtle is in the UV resin and not creating that big air pocket. I don't want it to create an air pocket. It feels pretty solid already. So, let's turn him around. Yeah, the reason I'm doing this is because from the videos I watched where it's telling beginners tricks they wish they known, is that one trick they wish they known is how to anchor the pieces they put in, because even heavy stones get move around in the resin. That's probably because of how thick the resin is and stuff. When it comes to epoxy resin, it's very thick. And so that is why it gets moved around. I do have gloves with me today to wear for using the epoxy resin. I'm not using gloves for the UV resin. But anyway, I'm going to add a little bit more resin to the back side of this turtle. Trying to push him down so that he don't create air pockets. Important for him not to create air pockets. I'm just going to hold it right there, down. Okay, I need a wipey. I have them right about behind me, up on the table. Clean that off. This is a little tool that can come in handy when you're trying to clean up the rough edges of the resin, but apparently I've got resin on it now. As that hardened rather quickly. Got part of it off. I'm just waiting. Okay. Let's turn them around again. Get them ready. Okay, while I'm trying to clean this off, we got 5 more minutes with the turtle. The turtle needs to be set in place before I do any other resin on top. I might do UV resin on the sand area. I do need to get a knife, another knife to clean this resin off of here. Okay, I shouldn't have. I'll worry about that later. Okay, now. I should have. I'll wait on the UV resin section for the next part. I'll just try to do enough to go here. In the meantime, let's go ahead and glove up. Glove up. I saw a video where the person was telling you that if you use wood, which is porous, you'll get more bubbles than if you use a silicone stirring thing. And that is one thing they mentioned. I need to be careful and not get resin, epoxy resin on my okay, that's more than I needed. For this back. Okay, I think that's all. Now the next time I pour, I need to be very careful with the, because apparently it's very hard to get that tiny little bit that I need. Lid. And for the next little bit. it's too much. It's still too much. Oh, that's better. I still had too much. Poured way too much. Okay. Good thing I caught it before I pulled it. This thing wouldn't have set at all. Sometimes it's probably good to weigh it. But I'm using the marks on this thing because I find it easier to do that. And they actually make cups that have like measurements where if you had a resin that was 1 to 3 and or 2 to 4 or whatever. Little bit. Okay. There we go. Okay. We got it. Okay. There we go. We didn't make a major mess in that part of it. Now I need to probably stir this for about 2 to 3 minutes. Let's see, what time is it? Okay. Slowly stir this. Okay. Put this with these others I'm not using right now today. There's more bubbles on that first one I showed you that I might use in it. But let's see. It's not quite been 1 minute. Slowly stir. Scrapey, scrapey, surly scrapies. I'm doing them scraping around the sides of the container and going to the center. Like in a V8, but in a rotating V8. And I'm doing it slowly. Because I still think you're going to get bubbles stirring it. Even with it not being... My hair looks funky. What's happening with my hair? Oh no. Oh no. What have I done with my hair? I don't know. Oh yikes. Not good today. It's only day 2 of healing eyes. I'm actually in a lighted room rather than a dark room. Yesterday I was in a dark room. Today my eyes are getting a little better. I can withstand the light, but they're still achy. And therefore they're too weak to read. So I'm just making a video. But I'm going to put it on both Facebook and YouTube. So anyway, what time is it? Been about 2 minutes maybe. Also, if you tap on the table, you're supposed to be able to remove some bubbles, but You probably want to remove bubbles another way. This time I'm going to use alcohol spray instead of my flame thing. You can use a flame thing to remove the bubbles. A torch, so to speak. One of those little, like I've used in the others. But even using the powdered pigment, I've gotten en flambe. So, I don't know if I want to use the torch. I'm not good at it yet. I'm not good at the torch. This is starting to look clear with lots of little bubbles. Apparently, the wood, the porous wood, makes more bubbles, but I beg to differ. I don't know. I don't see how that makes less bubbles than this method. So it's almost. I'm gonna get one more minute in here stirring, even though my hair's looking a bit funky. My hair's very long. I don't want to get it in the resin. And I didn't put it up in a little bun. So, for supper, for lunch, lunch and supper, I had a late lunch because my appointment was at 11 something and got out after 12, so it was more of a late lunch and supper, and then I made it 2 meals the next day. But Mom got us some Bojangles chicken, and I don't suppose I'm not eating carbs very much, but I had them biscuits. I shouldn't have. Anyway, that's the one thing I miss the most is biscuits, because biscuits have a lot of carbs. And I've got some keto biscuits, and they're close, but not quite. And you have to freeze the butter, and you do have a mix. You can find a mix from Scott's brand of keto stuff that makes a biscuit mix, and you can do it that way, and I have. And I guess if fresh, they probably are really close. And I've tried making steak biscuits using Steak-'em. I miss getting biscuits from McDonald's. Okay, what time? Okay, we're calling it ready for the. I'm going to get my hands and clean my gloves off really good before I get this color thing. And I don't want very much. Okay, this is having a hard time finding it. There we go. That was hard to get. When your vision's not quite as good because of the shots for a few days. Okay, this is all I'm putting in there. Well, maybe a little bit more. Okay, that's all I'm going to do. I dropped a spill of the. When I get done stirring this color, I'm going to let it sit a few minutes before I pour it. This is food safe, so. Now I'm just coloring. I'm making sure it's very transparent. It's going to have a darker color over top of this area. But I just want to try to get this little corner here. You don't want to put too much pigment in it, or it might interfere with the setting of it. Okay. get the wipey. Remove that off of here. Be easier to use it next time go around. Actually, I'm going to get another wipey. Another clean wipey. Get this off of there. Really good. And clean this off. I'm going to have to come back with something in to get that resin off of the tip of that I got on there. What's that? Not what I thought. I scratched it. Oh well. That's superficial. I really, if you're going to get something to be a UV rat light, I recommend this thing right here. Let's Resin, and it has, it folds up and you can maneuver into the places, and you can do it with taller things if you needed it, and you could do it over a longer distance of the spanning stuff, and it's really versatile with that way. Now, another way to remove bubbles, one I've heard, is to have it pour from a higher height. And I just want to I think that is good. Come here, dinosaur. Okay, get my finger clean and just go ahead and start him in there. I'll need to take something and make sure that I don't have any bubbles in the spine. Ooh, he's filling him up a little too much. I decided not to put this resin in the... Mom didn't like it being... Well, I might have been able to get it to look opaque. I don't know. Where is my stick? I'll have to clean it again. Woo! Okay, now I'm really making a mess. Yeah, this tool here. Trying to move the resin around. I'm going to put something underneath there. I'm looking for something. There it is. A little thing of tape. There we go. Making sure there's no air bubbles with that thing. It's wanting to go over top of this. And I'm going to let it. Okay, so anyway, if you get this kind of mold, you might want to find a stick to support it, because I think that this doesn't sit flat, but I did need to come in here with my pointy thing and come up in the spine area from here and just make sure that bubbles are not in there. Get it off my finger, and I'm going to do a little pokey poke. I mean, not pokey poke. I'm going to do a little, because I don't have it filled, I can do this. Push on those little areas where the resin is to make sure to push any bubbles to the surface. Now, I'm going to put it back this way on the edge. And I'm going to do a little spray of my rubbing alcohol to remove popping any bubbles. There we go. Okay, now this takes 3 days to cure, so I will be back on Tuesday or Wednesday. It'll be hard after 24 hours and I can work on it some more. So, but anyway, I might come live by then, but not today. So anyway, I'm going to take my glove off so I can hit the pause and say bye now.